I'm not going to the gym at all this week. And as an ex-gym rat, ex-hustler, ex-all-or-nothing, ex-perfectionist, this is kind of unheard of. This is something that I was terrified of in my 20s because I was going to the gym 6 days a week, feeling guilty taking a rest day on the 7th. That involved at least 2 hours of fitness, of intense heavy lifting workouts, fasted cardio, and being really strict with my diet. And also doing everything possible that I could do in my time and in my day. I would work through sickness, I would work through like 10, 12-hour shifts and just make it happen. But fitness is no longer about losing as much weight as possible, about being as lean as possible or as small as possible. It's about supporting my life and my healthy lifestyle. And as we are in our 30s or approaching it, or maybe you're just burnt out by fitness altogether, it's time to change how you approach and look at it. And for me personally, it did take a few years of trial and error, figuring out what did and didn't work and working through those old habits when they did come up. But I want to help you fast track that and come to terms with it. It's still going to take time and it's still going to take implementation and repetition in order to make it happen. But I want to help you kind of fast track it if possible. And it's just kind of 3 simple things to help that work. And the first one is accepting that you're not a failure, you're not unmotivated, you're not giving up or settling. You're just coming to terms with what you actually want in life. You've been following the rules for far too long, whether they were somebody else's or your own that you created over time. I know for me, I had to work through what a good workout looked like for me. I remember going home so many times because I had the wrong shirt on or the wrong sports bra, or I just didn't like how I looked in the mirror once I got to the gym, and it bothered me the entire workout. And even if I got there for my 2-hour session, even if I did all of my working sets, even if I was dripping sweat, if I didn't feel right or the lighting was off or somebody else was using the weights that I wanted to use, so I had to go up or down, even by 5 pounds, it threw me off. And when you have a certain set of rules that you need to follow in order for a good workout to happen, in order for enough to be, in order for the number on the scale to go in the right direction, in order for your food intake to be okay, and even on those cheat days, if it doesn't go exactly to plan, you feel like it's an absolute failure and you just wasted all of those calories even though they were okay to have. Once you've gotten too far into the hustle and grind, the rules become less supportive and more detrimental. And that's what leads to fitness burnout. And because you are so motivated and so focused and consistent and wanting it to happen, it does hit you and affect you more because you are striving for success, because you have this goal, because you do want to be fit and healthy. But with all of the rules and the perfection, it becomes something that takes away from it and actually becomes unhealthy for you. So it's always that fine line of making it work. Now, the second thing is 30 is different. 30 is different. And whether you don't like the thought of aging or you never thought you would get to this age, it is something that can be exciting. And that's how I've been looking at my first couple of years in my 30s, is that I want it to be more relaxed. In my 20s, I could be as strict and rigid as I wanted to be because if you're anything like me, I was in college and doing all the recommendations. I joined a volunteering group, I joined a club, I joined an extracurricular activity, I took a full course load, I was working a part-time job and doing extra studying on the side. Like, my day was scheduled down to the minute. Like, if I looked at my old planners and everything, I had so many notebooks, but everything was planned out exactly. And that too, if I strayed off a little bit, or say there was a traffic jam and I couldn't get anywhere, or the gym was full and I had to adjust my time, or something came up and a last minute test I had forgotten about was due, it would throw everything off. But I still would get my workout in, even if my days were 18 hours long and I was getting no sleep. Like, in your 20s, you can be more selfish and more strict with what you're doing as you are chasing your dreams, figuring things out, or just wanting to do it. But in your 30s, we're looking at it a little bit differently. And if you're watching this, you are burnt out from fitness, but you still really love it, and you're wanting to find a way to make it more manageable. It's not about perfection. It's about getting good workouts in that support your goals and support your current life, but also help you see progress. So that could be shorter workouts. It could be different workouts. It could be adjusting and being more flexible with your schedule. It's no longer about everything and anything. It's about being super simple and basic and almost boring with your structuring and with your planning in order to eliminate that like decision fatigue with trying to figure out like the best, newest thing. Sometimes the basics are the easiest way. And that's what I've been really enjoying, is kind of figuring out what does or doesn't work for me. And a lot of things that help with that is like taking things as an experiment, because once you take away that perfection and look at things as an experiment, it makes life a lot easier. So with an experiment, there's no success or failure. There's just an outcome. And with that outcome, you get to decide what it is you want to do with it. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to toss it? Do you want to try something new? But it ultimately puts the decision back in your hands. It ultimately puts you back in control in saying what does or doesn't work, not based off of what everybody else is saying, not based off of the newest and greatest study, because decision fatigue and information overload is a thing, and you are very interested and very motivated and wanting to do everything right, that you're taking in way too much, that you need to start listening to your body. And if that is something that you would find beneficial, I do have a burnout recovery experiment that helped me personally, helped my clients that I worked with in the past kind of figure it out and come back to what works best for you, and kind of just working through that whole process. And I'll have that link down below, so definitely feel free to check out that little freebie that I have. I am very happy and proud of it, so I hope you are able to find some benefit for it as well. But the last thing and the third thing with kind of recovering from this fitness burnout in your 30s, when you are ready to enjoy life a little bit more, is realizing and understanding that you don't need to force motivation anymore. I remember in my lowest point, I would watch motivational videos just to get out of bed, and I just felt empty. Like my want and my goals weren't enough because I was so exhausted. I just wanted rest, but I felt like a failure, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough if I did rest. Like rest and sleep were like a cop-out. I cannot even explain to you how much in the past, and like I think things are a little bit better, but the rules and the strictness is still there. But the I'll sleep when I'm dead thing, like I clutched onto that so hard because I tried to shove everything and anything into my working hours and working days as possible, and getting the most done, even if it was just like busy nonsense work that didn't amount to anything, which a lot of it turned out to be. I just felt like I needed to be doing something in order to be enough. But now I'm realizing, and so thankful for it, that sometimes less is more. So I may not be working out this week, and that is because my work schedule is crazy, and I am incorporating and accepting that sleep is good and beneficial. So I am focusing on that, and I am realizing that working out is not about being the smallest person I could possibly be and losing the most amount of weight possible, but it's about supporting me and my life and my goals and wanting to be the healthiest person. That if I'm not eating enough, if I'm not sleeping enough, and if I'm exhausted, the workout is not going to be beneficial to me. It's not about getting it in for the sake of getting it in. It's doing a workout or doing movement or whatever to support your life. So I'm working a physically demanding job, so I'm just gonna let it be, and it's not gonna mean anything. Before, this would throw me back and throw me into like a spiral and an identity crisis, but now it's just another week. Yes, it's the week of Christmas, and there is that, and you're going to see people posting about motivation and sticking to it and not giving up on your goals. But you know what? The best thing you can do is give yourself grace and be flexible with your life, because the more flexibility you have and the more consistency you can find with that, the more you're going to stick with it. Because the rules and the perfection you create around health and fitness are not going to be able to last. And they're not going to support you through life as it comes. Because life happens. Things come up. You have emergencies. You get sick. There's things that sometimes you just need rest. You just need time off, and you don't need a good enough excuse in order to do it. So, burnout recovery for fitness is a thing, and it is possible. And the burnout recovery experiment pack can definitely help with that. So again, check that freebie out down below. But I'm hoping that this was really helpful in understanding, or maybe even just accepting that, okay, it can get better. It's gonna be fine. I just need to chill out a little bit. So if you're in that spot and you're also ready to get back into the gym and start with like a really simple workout and challenge yourself to accept that a simple, flexible workout can work for you. For somebody that knows it all, I'm not saying that this is for the next newbie or anything, because I know that that's all that we could find. But for somebody that has done it all, knows exactly what to do, definitely check this video out, because when you combine the mindset of recovering from fitness burnout and a simple routine that does support you and challenges you that this is enough, it's going to be super, super beneficial. So hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.